before I start this video, I want to say, do whatever you want. That's not gonna move. Do whatever you want with your life. Cool. Leave the kids out of it. Shit, leave women out of it. Like, y'all are your own set of. I'm pretty sure everybody acknowledged that y'all are here for some reason. Y'all don't feel acknowledged. How the acknowledgement looks, no. I just don't got a dog in the fight, and I stay out of it, because then I start sounding disingenuous, which I'm pretty sure I'm going to in this video. But I will explain to the best of my abilities and try not to sound disingenuous.
Transgenderism should be eradicated from public life entirely.
I want to know your ideology around transgenderism, something that doesn't exist. It just sounds more like conservative propaganda. So I kind of want to know a little bit more about what you're trying to communicate.
It leads to the depriving women of their legitimate rights. In some cases, it leads to rapes, notably in the last few years. And it also leads to women losing their sports competitions and their scholarships, and it's just disordered and false. And it also leads to more people adopting this identity, which leads to very high rates of anxiety, depression, and
when we talk about these cases of women in the restroom, they're coming from cis men like you. So let's be very clear.
No, that's not true. In 2021. Well, I'm just trying to correct you. Well, I would never interrupt a black woman.
And this is why we can't have a conversation. Because you're allowed to interrupt him, but he's not allowed to interrupt you. Because for some reason, you're smart enough, but can't make your point quick enough. How does that make sense? I don't. But you could really make your point fast. It's like you want to speak word gibberish for like 5-10 minutes. Have a person not reply to nothing you're saying, and then get to the end of it and say a comment so they could reply to the last part. Like you said, all of that, but he's only supposed to respond to the last part. Why don't you just say the last part? All of the rest of it sound like feelings at that point.
No, thank you. Here's the thing about me as a black trans woman. I am not a threat to cis women, and I think it is harmful that you are going around here spewing that rhetoric, weaponizing this rhetoric against trans people.
Weaponizing
Transgenderism
facts?
does not exist. We as trans people exist. We are 1% of the population, and there is a lot of power in the trans identity, because you are sitting here spewing something to me that doesn't really exist.
I'm not spewing anything. I'm just stating facts plainly.
I have lived experience. You don't, and you never will. But I do have a question for you.
I have lived experience.
What if one of what if one of your kids came out as trans? How would you react
God forbid.
to that?
I mean, I would obviously love my children, and I would try to do what's best for my children. And the best thing that I could do to be respectful and also to be conducive to their flourishing is to tell them the truth, which is that they're not really girls.
Oh, come on. I can't even imagine your relationship with your children. No shade. But
right. That was great.
I just cannot even imagine that. But here's the reality. We exist. Again, people like you do not have the intellectual capacity to hold conversations like this, because in a minute you're going to reduce this down to genitalia, and then
we still haven't got anything smart out of this conversation. It's like you could learn from what he said. All you're talking about is feeling. Like legitimately, even the snarky comment about, oh, I don't know how your kids live with you. I can't remember exactly how it was said, but you know what I mean. It's like, why you need to say all of that for? Those are his kids, his life. Yours is different. He's here to talk about your living situation. But yet, okay. Still haven't learned anything yet.
we're going to have to shift it somewhere else, because obviously
no,
people
in a minute,
like you, that's where they go, right?
In a minute, what I'm going to do is correct something you said. When you said that the rapes that have occurred in these bathrooms are cis men.
White cis men, I should say, actually.
That isn't true. Loudoun County, 2021, the big case that actually ended up flipping the state was because there was a boy who wore a skirt, went into the girl's bathroom and raped a girl in a particularly hideous way. And you know what happened? Hold on, don't cut me off. You said you wouldn't.
A cis boy.
He was
but it was not a trans woman. It was not a trans woman.
I thought you said you were going to cut me off.
It was not a trans woman. And that's the goo goo gaga. That's the goo goo gaga. It was not a trans woman. All y'all do is go back to cis boys.
I still haven't learned anything. Even if he did, right? And even if he was a straight guy, this and this enough should show that this is should something to be in its own spot or its own place. You feel me? It's like, no disrespect. Instead of creating, well, yeah, no, that'd be the same thing. So yeah, y'all would just need your own bathroom, like legitly your own bathroom. I would say make one for kids, like just kids could go into that type of bathroom, but it wouldn't work out because, like you said, it was a teenage boy. So you would have to legitly make a bathroom for people like that. It wouldn't solve the problem fully, but at the same time, you had to listen to what he's saying, because even if this is a straight dude, it's a mindset. What, you thinking he's just being nefarious? No, he probably likes to dress like that, but still like women, because for some reason there are guys out there like that. It's not even weird to think about. I'm pretty sure y'all saw the videos of the woman walking the guy like a dog. Like, yeah, I've seen them. So it's like, at what point do you start censoring that? If that makes sense.
Always talking about this.
He was wearing.
I don't understand
He was
the
wearing.
fascination with trans bodies and what's happening in the bathroom. It is mostly happening.
I think you're filibustering because you don't want me to tell you what happened in the bathroom.
Who?
Me. I think you're filibustering.
Child, no.
I think that you're distracting from the fact that a boy wearing a skirt in a girl's bathroom.
A boy, but not a trans woman.
Well, there's no such thing as a trans woman.
Oh, yes, it is. You're looking at one right now.
I'm looking at.
You're looking at me
I'm
right
looking
now.
at
with lived experience.
I'm looking
with
at
lived experience. You are looking at a trans woman who has been transitioning for over 20 years, who has lived experience.
Yes.
You're talking to an activist here.
But your identity is not grounded in reality. I'm not really talking to anyone because you keep talking over me.
I'm not, but I am in reality. Yeah. I'm here in front of you right now to you.
You're confused about your identity.
No, you are confused at the fact that you don't really have any talking points right now because I'm
then why aren't you letting me speak?
You really don't.
If I have nothing to say, why aren't you letting me speak?
Put me on your show. How about that?
Then it would become your show, I think.
Oh, yeah, I should have a show. I should have a show.
In 2018, there were 2 rapes in bathrooms, and one in Wisconsin, one in Georgia.
From men.
Also because of the transgender identity.
But say it, cis men.
If you're going to describe a boy who wears a skirt and goes into a girl's bathroom as a cis man, no, I didn't.
No, you are. This is the example that you run to.
You see how he was about to trip her up, right? Because think about it. If it's a straight dude doing that, then honestly, the problem would be you saying it's okay for anybody to feel like they can say what they are. That's the goo goo gaga. That shit was so fucking stupid, I swear. But I played this whole video. To show y'all this other part and to show y'all how I understand that people, like some people like this, we can't talk to. It's like even when they're in different settings, talking to different people, they're the same way. Watch this.
I know all about you, Pierce.
Okay, you can think.
And I know how you're good at race baiting. I know how you're good at being transphobic, and that's why I'm here to face you.
Just to be clear,
face you one-on-one.
When do you think I've ever race baited?
Honey, you remember that whole incident with Sharon Osbourne?
Yes.
Let's not forget.
Oh, I do. Oh, no, I do.
But we're not here to talk about Miss Sharon Osbourne.
No. What do you think happened there?
We're not here to talk about Miss Sharon Osbourne.
Yes,
we're here to talk about trans people in sports.
Hang on, you've raised...
You are notorious.
Okay, wait a minute. Let's have a conversation. Let's have a conversation. Let's talk about the Sharon Osbourne thing. Let me tell you what. Since you've raised it,
I'm a black trans woman.
Blossom, stop talking for a moment.
You have cut me off so many times since I've been here.
Okay,
but
Blossom,
Riley, you give
can we have a conversation, please?
You give the white girl all the time to talk.
Can we have a conversation, please?
And the black girl is having to speak.
Actually, at the moment, the black girl is doing all the talking. So hang on.
What in the world was that?
Can I just say something, please?
That's my opinion.
All right.
That's my view.
Blossom, stop talking. Let me just...
But you see how it is, right? My feelings, me, mine. I run the show. You don't talk to me like that. It's like, why? 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 You came to have a conversation and change people's views. If you want them to listen to you, you gotta shut up and listen to them. That's how it works. Yeah, you can't change somebody's view by thinking you're over talking them because you believe that you're smart. You legitimately have to sit there and listen to them, give them your view, listen to them again. But I
just explain to you why what you've just said is complete and utter nonsense. I'm very glad you raised the Sharon Osbourne thing, as you put it, just to remind people and you and educate you about what happened. I was removed from my job hosting a morning show in Britain called Good Morning Britain because I disbelieved Meghan Markle's claims of racism against the royal family. Okay? I never said a racist. Hang on. Let me finish. I never said a racist thing about anybody, least of all Meghan Markle. I've never invoked her skin color. In fact, on the day she got married to Prince Harry, I wrote a front page story in a national newspaper in this country in which I extolled the glorious moment we finally had a biracial wedding in our otherwise all-white royal family. You might be bored, but I'm going to address your allegation.
Okay,
that
Piers,
hang on,
you're
I haven't finished.
talking,
I haven't finished.
But I'm here to
I
talk
haven't
about
finished,
trans women in
Blossom.
sports,
Let me
okay?
finish. Let me just educate you.
Well, I didn't get to finish.
Let me just
Piers.
educate you with some
You don't get to
facts.
disrespect a
You've
black
called me a
trans
race
woman. Do not
baiter.
interrupt a black
You've
trans
called me a
woman
race.
when speaking,
Please
okay?
stop talking. You've called me a race baiter.
Allegedly.
Hang on.
Alleged race
Hang on. And you. Right. So let me finish. So what happened then was.
you don't come online, confront somebody, hold them because you didn't say it allegedly. You said you are one of the famous race baiters, basically. Race baiter. You said it at the start of the video. We heard. Now you're saying allegedly, but just look at how the video was bought. She's eating this up. She's loving it. This is exactly how it's supposed to go. I'm the one running the show here. I just don't understand. And all this come from people saying, hey, it's okay to feel this way. Your feelings are right. Not even explaining to them or even giving them a good enough understanding of how the feelings can be right and can be wrong at the same time. But who am I to say anything? And a doctor, scholar, none of it.
Sharon Osbourne, who was on a show called The Talk on CBS, now sadly no longer there because they got rid of Sharon. And guess what? Nobody wanted to watch it. And Cheryl Underwood, a black woman on that panel, set up Sharon Osbourne in the most despicable manner imaginable. And she said to Sharon Osbourne, why did you support Piers Morgan when he said those racist things?
Of course you
and
would think
Sharon
a black
Osbourne,
woman
hang
is
on,
doing things
you
despicably.
can respond when I
Of
finish
course
telling
you
you
would
what
think a
happened.
black woman
You
is
can
despicable.
respond when
You
I
are
tell you
disgusting,
what
Piers.
happened.
I just want you to know you
Blossom,
are a disgusting
you can respond.
white cis man.
You can respond when I finished telling you what happened. And you can challenge me on facts.
Go ahead.
What you can't challenge me is something you've seen on TikTok. So let me finish. So Sharon Osbourne was told,
TikTok.
why did
Nobody said that on TikTok.
Someone's-
It was all over the news
Cheryl,
here in America. Piers.
Cheryl
What are you
Underwood,
talking about?
Cheryl Underwood said to Sharon Osbourne,
We're here to talk about trans
okay, if you're going to keep talking, I'll mute
sports.
you. I will mute you, but don't let me mute you. Let me just finish. Then you can respond. Cheryl Underwood said, why did you support Piers Morgan when he said those racist things? Sharon said, what racist things? And as a result of that, by getting annoyed that she was being set up to try and supposedly defend her friend me in saying racist things I'd never said, Sharon got fired from the talk. And she was left suicidal in the year that followed, that her whole career was sent down the drain because, ironically, the race baiter was actually the black woman on that panel, Cheryl Underwood, not Sharon Osbourne and not me. So I'm very glad you raised the issue of race baiting, but let's be clear, as you're doing now, the race baiting came from Cheryl Underwood to Sharon Osbourne, and it's now coming from you. So now you can respond.
Cannot be racist, Pierce.
Now you can
Black
respond.
Women cannot be racist to white women. Are you kidding me?
Sorry?
That makes no sense.
Sorry?
Black women cannot be racist to white women. Do you not understand that?
Oh, yes,
I
they
understand
can.
You don't have the intellectual
Oh, yes, they
capacity
can.
to understand that.
Oh, yes, they
but
can.
That's very much
And you've been
impossible.
racist to me.
That's very much
You've been
impossible.
racist to me, a white man, by saying I'm a race baiter. Yeah.
How am I racist to you? I'm black. I can't be racist
You
to
call
you.
me a race
Are you
baiter
kidding
with
me?
no
You're
evidence.
racist to me.
When have I
You
been
can
a
be
race?
Not really nothing I can say. I'm legitimately done with the video. I never like having conversations with people like this because the most delusional shit comes out their mouth. Everybody can be prejudiced. Everybody can be biased. And if everybody can be everything else, I don't need to go down the line. And you see where I'm going here. Why can't we be? You see it all the time. Alright, whatever. You're right, I'm wrong.